our time. So.
What do you guys worry about the most every day? It's a unique market. They expect greatness. They want their teams to win, which is not unlike other markets. But listen, if you don't win, as certain teams find out, they don't show up. When you guys wake up every morning, what's your biggest concern? I'll start with you, Tiger.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the performance on the field is huge. So you can't really control that, right? I mean, you can do the best you can, you plan the best you can. You can't control really what happens on the field, unfortunately. But I think we kind of live and breathe the fan experience, right? And how does a fan's experience away from the stadium, how is that trending? How is that changing? How do we live kind of authentically and organically in that day-to-day experience? Because if we're not touching, if we're not kind of building that relationship and we're not kind of authentic to that, I think we'll have a chance of really losing the progress we've made with our fan base on the field. So we really think we kind of live, breathe, eat, sleep that piece of it. And so far we've been able to kind of deliver that experience in a way that we're happy with. We're not going to stand still with it. We're going to continue to iterate and try to find that right balance. So.
What kind of concerns do you have every morning?
Yeah, I mean, it comes down, for us, it's customer service at its core. And it's no different than the fan experience. But, with both of our teams, we've really built them on the core fan base and growing it outward and, honoring that core. And it's the one-to-one relationships that have helped us build our franchises right from the get-go. I mean, the Kings, as an example, at its core, back in 1967, they were the team that was farthest west of any team in the United States, and they were literally on an outpost. So you had a identity of a fan base that was almost defending to the rest of Los Angeles as to why they were hockey fans. Mm-hmm. So honoring that core and making sure they have a great experience helps us live, outside of those moments. So it's just every level of customer experience, customer service experience, lets us, build on that fan base and retain them during the tough times.
Yeah, I think it comes down to two things for me. It's exposure and equity. Those are two things that constantly I'm thinking about. And as you say, we are in a very crowded market. Women's sports gets about 4% of media coverage. And so we have to be exposed into our marketplace. From our bottom line, buying billboards in LA is probably not the best thing to do with my budget, but it's how do we gain more exposure? How are we getting the coverage in the marketplace for there then to equate to equity? So we don't always have to go to non-traditional brands for sponsorship dollars, so we can play in the space and people see the value within us, and as you would see a traditional partnership as well. So I think for me, those are the two things that I'm constantly thinking about. How are we gaining exposure? How are we creating equity for our organization?
I think for us, it's all of those things a little bit different. It's making sure that we help the NFL realize the dream in Los Angeles that they've wanted for so long before, and the other owners entrusted Stan with the greatest opportunity in the league in a very long time, and making sure we live up to that. And we talk all the time, you can't undershoot Los Angeles, whether it's the stadium, whether it's the project, whether it's our chance as a team to become a global brand. We have to live up to the standards that everybody has believed in. We're the dog that finally caught the bus, and we have to make sure we don't smack into the door and get left on the side of the road, but actually get on and enjoy the ride. And so I think when we look at finishing the stadium the way it should be and having it live up to the expectations and 300 acres and what that means coming together and really growing our team and our brand, we're a unique situation. Similar to what Kelly said, we're the oldest team in Los Angeles. We're the first professional sports team here, but we're brand new. Again, how do you blend those two together into this long-term vision for what the NFL and what the Rams should be in LA?